Greetings to you who are watching the Philosophy of Life channel. Dear friends, enjoying a peaceful and carefree old age, without worrying about finances, is the wish of everyone as they reach the twilight of life. Yet, because of foolish, short-sighted personal mistakes, some people push themselves into tragedy. They reach old age with no money, no savings, even carrying huge debts on their shoulders. Their health is weak, they can no longer work. They fall into a vicious circle of dependence, loneliness, and sorrow. Dear friends, the desire to be happy is the deepest yearning in each human life. Every action, big or small, every hope and dream, ultimately aims toward happiness. But what makes us truly happy when we are old? The ancients said, know how to manage your money and you won't be poor. Have a plan and you won't be in chaos. Be prepared and you won't be anxious. If you want happiness in old age, you must start by being kind to yourself through these 6 essential things. Let's listen together. First, maintain a healthy body. From a young age we are taught to respect others. Because of that, we often become obsessed with trying to please everyone, always putting ourselves last. But new research shows that valuing yourself is crucial to your happiness. Why? Because it is a key factor in building happiness, self-respect, and confidence. Loving yourself begins with loving your own body. Your body and your health are the capital of your life. For older people, this is even more important. Because the older you get, the weaker your body becomes. Dutiful children may stay by your side to care for you. But what if your children are unfilial? Or even if they want to help but have no time and no means? What will you do then? Not to mention that if you don't have health, or at least the ability to care for yourself, you will unintentionally become a burden to your children. No parent wants that. Even if your children look after you attentively, you still won't truly feel comfortable or happy. Therefore, health is your asset, your most precious capital. Taking care of your health is the best way to treat yourself, your family, your children, and society. Making money is important, but health is much more so. A person who understands health and knows how to protect their body will be happier in old age. Only with a healthy body do you have many chances to enjoy the joys of life. Protecting your health is the most basic form of self-love that everyone must practice. If you don't know where to start, begin by paying more attention to your nutrition and physical condition. Nutritious foods help the body become stronger and absorb better. Also, to live healthier, try to reduce daily stress. Live more comfortably, and think more openly. Exercise regularly, just 30 minutes a day, and over time you'll see yourself becoming younger and stronger. Second, spend time on your personal hobbies. Many of us have spent decades living only for our children. Our personal joys, interests, even private dreams have all been put aside for worries about earning a living and raising our children. That's why the short remaining part of life must be made richer and more fulfilling. In old age, we should change our old way of thinking, say goodbye to a life of self-denial and become like a happy bird. If you want to eat something, then eat it. If you want to wear something, then wear it. If you want to have fun, then go have fun. Continuously improve your quality of life and embrace the achievements of the 4.0 technology age. That is the goal of modern old age. Don't confine your life only to career, marriage, and family. Do whatever you enjoy to express yourself. This brings self-satisfaction and increases your happiness. Spend time on your own hobbies. For example, you can leisurely stroll alone or go to the park to sit and read a book. Also, while your health still allows, you can start taking trips of your own. Don't wait for your children to be fully settled. Don't wait for your grandchildren to grow up. Don't wait until you have a lot of money. Don't wait for friends or others to join you. Because age and health never wait for you. Do what you like while you still can. Older people are often advised to rest more and slow down. However, a person's capacity and physical strength don't depend solely on age, but also on willpower. Don't force yourself to sit still just because you have crossed some age threshold. Age should not be chains around your feet. It should give you the experience to keep moving forward. A study called the Longevity Project shows that those who diligently work at what they love are often the ones who live the longest. Therefore, you are never too old to try something new. Try doing something different from your daily routine. The happiness of overcoming new challenges can make you feel younger. Sometimes you may feel that new activities are difficult. but over time, they can become your habits, or even your hobbies. If you have a chance, put yourself into things that you once dreamed of doing when you were younger but never had the opportunity to try. That's how you make your later years fresher and more meaningful. Third, have money set aside for yourself. In reality, many middle-aged people today bear the burden of 3 generations on their shoulders. Above them are aging parents who need care, beside them, children who still need help, and below them, grandchildren who need babysitting. So many of them sacrifice everything, pouring all their savings into their children and grandchildren without leaving any reserve for themselves. Then, when illness comes and their health fails, when they can no longer work, they unintentionally push themselves into a life completely dependent on their children. Yet, not wanting to rely on their children is exactly the mindset of many people approaching or already in old age. It comes from the belief that water flows downward, parents naturally worry about their children, not the other way around. That's why, in old age, we must be kind to ourselves by preparing a certain amount of money or assets just for us, keeping a solid portion that we control. Money is not omnipotent, but without money, everything becomes difficult. If money can buy health and joy, don't hesitate to spend it. If spending money can buy peace and freedom, isn't that worth it? Fourth, stop comparing yourself. Not everyone can look 25 at the age of 40, and certainly not young at the age of 70. If you constantly compare yourself with your younger self, you will never feel happy. Physical changes with age are unavoidable, but that doesn't mean your spirit must change in the same way. You can still live happily, joyfully, and usefully in old age. Happiness will radiate on your face and make you beautiful. On the other hand, if you feel unhappy, it will show in your daily life. Remember, you are only truly old if you feel that way. In reality, self-love is not an instinct, it's a skill that must be learned and cultivated. We can begin to love ourselves by accepting who we are. Stop thinking that others must make you happy. Instead, you must bring joy to yourself every day. Also, stop basing your self-worth so much on other people's standards. Stop chasing perfectionism. Constantly comparing yourself to others has many negative effects, especially in the age of technology when we can connect with anyone on social media. We mindlessly scroll through updates, grow envious seeing an old friend whose children are successful and buying their parents this and that. We look around and see others enjoying a blissful old age with interesting trips. Those comparisons will keep you from ever being satisfied with your own life. In the end, what do you gain from comparing yourself to others? You cannot become them, you cannot control them. The only thing you can control is your own actions. So remember, if you want a peaceful and happy old age, stop comparing yourself to others, starting today. Fifth, stay calm in all situations. Elderly parents are the emotional anchor of their children and grandchildren. Therefore, we must know how to remain calm in all circumstances. See to the heart of problems, and then find appropriate solutions. Only when we are calm can difficult issues be resolved. If we lose our composure, we only make things more tangled and complicated, sometimes even impossible to untangle. What really matters is whether your spirit is steady enough to look at everything rationally. As we enter old age, we must learn to control our temper. There is an old saying, when anger arises, evil thoughts rush to the head, and disasters are born along the gallbladder. In other words, when someone is too angry, they dare to do anything. If we cannot control our anger, our outward behavior becomes very ugly. At the same time, in moments of anger, extreme words and actions can seriously harm our body and mind, and even lead to certain illnesses. When we are driven by anger, we easily say or do things that hurt others. We make poor decisions, and we lose the affection of friends and relatives. Once people leave us, we will feel the deepest loneliness when we are lying on a hospital bed with no one to visit or care for us. So the best way to have a serene, peaceful old age is to learn to control our anger. A person who is not ruled by anger is someone who knows how to think carefully, whose heart and spirit are calm. Such a person is truly wise. Sixth, always keep a positive outlook and smile at life. Many elderly people easily fall into pessimism and depression, thinking, I'm getting old, my health is declining, I move slowly, I can't work anymore, I have to depend on others. This mentality is understandable. But everyone grows old, everyone must face that truth. So it's better to face old age with a positive attitude. Life is fundamentally fair. Age takes away physical agility, but gives us experience. The hardships bring sorrow, but they also teach us lessons. Old age has its own positive values, which we can only fully appreciate when we reach it. Old age is the beginning of a golden period in a person's life. After many rich experiences, it's not only sickness and weakness, it is also strength, the strength to survive and overcome all ups and downs, disappointments, challenges, and illnesses. Moreover, by then you have accumulated valuable life experience, which not only helps you but is truly meaningful to your children and everyone around you. So face old age with positivity and optimism. That is the miracle medicine for a happy old age. Dear friends, people change and adapt at each stage of life. 60 is often called the twilight of life, the sunset of the day, or, more bluntly, old age. At this age, people usually have more time to reflect on the past and think about the rest of their life. Some think that growing old is a regret of life, but sometimes age is an advantage. Because our personal experience is accumulated over time, the older we are, the more confident we are in facing life. And no matter what life is like, love yourself first, using the 6 ways philosophy of life has shared today. Begin now to design for yourself a life worth looking forward to in old age. In the final part of today's video, we invite you to listen to the story, Grandparents Babysitting, a deep lesson. Loving your children also needs limits. After the 50-day memorial ceremony for her husband, once all the relatives from both sides had gone home, her children left the next day as well. From then on, at almost 60 years old, she was completely alone. When they had gone, the house suddenly seemed vast and empty. Her 2 sons, after graduating, marrying, and having children, both lived far away, one in Hanoi, the other in Saigon. That day, after cleaning and tidying the house, she went to a few neighbors' homes to thank them for helping her during the funeral. As soon as she returned, the phone rang. She picked it up. It was her eldest son calling from Hanoi. "Mom, what are you doing? Did you sleep well last night?" he asked, his voice full of concern. "Yes, I slept a little, son. Where are you? Why do I hear a child in the background?" "Mom, today our maid asked to quit because her husband is in the hospital. This morning I took her to the bus station. We haven't found anyone new, so I have to stay home to look after the baby. But I have so much work." She hesitated, then, feeling sorry for her son and grandchild, she thought, "No one will care for the baby as well as I can. I'm lonely at home anyway. Everything is settled here. Why don't I go up there to help them? It'll save them money and give me peace of mind." So she said, "All right, I'll come tomorrow to look after the little one." Hearing that, her son almost shouted with joy on the phone, "Yes, Mom, that's wonderful. Please come early in the morning so I can get to work on time. Don't buy anything. Don't carry anything heavy." The next morning, however, she went to the market and bought chicken, duck, beef, everything, because the sellers at home were familiar and trustworthy. She also bought breakfast. By the time she arrived in Hanoi, the children were still asleep. From then on, she stayed with them to care for her nearly 2-year-old granddaughter. At first, she only thought she would come to help them for a while. She had read and heard a lot about the conflicts between mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law. Some experienced experts say that elderly parents should visit their children and grandchildren but should not live with them to babysit. But she thought, if I love and care for them wholeheartedly, treat my daughter-in-law like my own daughter, there won't be a problem. She was gentle and mild-tempered, so she was confident. After all, she had lived with her own mother-in-law for 16 years when she was young. Back then, there were no maids. They were too poor to hire anyone. Many days, they struggled just to have enough to eat. She still felt indebted to her mother-in-law for enduring such hardship with her. Knowing that her mother-in-law was alone at home all day, she always talked to her openly whenever she came back from work. She collected good and funny stories to read to her. Many evenings, she would read stories for her mother-in-law and her children to listen to. Sometimes, they played Tam Cook, a traditional card game, together. Because her mother-in-law loved it and played very well, so she always lost, but she still played to make her happy. She even helped two younger siblings of her husband get jobs near home so they could be close to their mother and to her family. Time flew, and now she herself was a grandmother. How quickly life passes. Every night, her little granddaughter slept with her. At dawn, she would gently put the child back to sleep, then get up early. Instead of going out to exercise with her friends, she went to the market to buy fresh food and cook hot breakfasts for her children and grandchildren, so they wouldn't have to eat out in a hurry and worry about hygiene. After breakfast, the children went to work and took the older grandchild to school. At home, she stayed with the baby, doing the cleaning, washing, and babysitting. In the evening, her children came home to a ready meal and a tidy house. The days repeated themselves like that. Grandmother and grandchildren were very close. Their life together was warm. There was, however, one thing she noticed: her daughter-in-law talked very little to her. Typically, just 3 sentences a day. In the morning, goodbye, Mom, when she left. Hello, Mom, when she came home. And, please eat, Mom, at dinner. Sometimes, when the mother-in-law tried to start a conversation, the daughter-in-law didn't answer, though she laughed and talked loudly with her husband. The grandmother felt hurt but didn't know who to confide in. She never heard any comments, good or bad, about her cooking, but she kept an eye on which dishes her daughter-in-law seemed to enjoy or ate a lot of. And she would cook them again the next day. She thought, my daughter-in-law must be very busy and stressed. I heard that working with foreign companies is very hard. The salary is high, but the competition is fierce, not like in our day. Many nights, she saw her daughter-in-law still answering messages from some foreign boss because of the time difference. She truly felt sorry for her. Her friends told her that her daughter-in-law had been an excellent student and graduated with honors. She was glad to hear that, thinking that her grandchildren would be smart like their mother. Her son was a construction engineer, so he often had to travel to work on projects across the country. Knowing how hard her children worked, she was very diligent. As her grandchildren grew older and went to school, eating at the school canteen, she had more free time. She then found a small patch of land to grow organic vegetables to feed the family. She thought her children would be happy to eat her clean homegrown vegetables. But no, her daughter-in-law called her own mother every week to send vegetables from their village. In winter, things weren't so bad, but in summer, the vegetables arrived limp and wilted in boxes. Yet everyone still had to eat them. One evening, she set the table for dinner. Her son was still in the shower. Her daughter-in-law took the plate of boiled meat from the table to the kitchen and sliced it again into very thin pieces. The grandmother said nothing. The next day, after dinner, when the grandmother finished washing the dishes, the daughter-in-law took them and washed them again, her face clearly displeased. The grandmother thought, how much better it would be if she simply said, Mom, let me wash the dishes so you can go rest or exercise. She thought it over, then decided to go home instead of telling her son. She didn't want him to argue and blame her. She told herself, maybe I'm just old now, I can't cook well, or I don't clean properly. But the final straw came one morning. She had gone out early to water the vegetables. Her daughter-in-law cooked a pot of sticky rice that turned out mushy like porridge. She saw a whole plate of sticky rice left untouched. Thinking it was a shame to waste it, she tasted it and found it bland, no salt at all. She gently said, my dear, when you cook sticky rice, you should add a pinch of salt to make it more flavorful. Her daughter-in-law said nothing, just took the plate and dumped it straight into the trash. The grandmother softly protested, I haven't eaten yet, why did you throw it away? Unexpectedly, her daughter-in-law raised her voice, if it's not tasty, why eat it? The grandmother still didn't say anything. The next morning, she called her son and daughter-in-law to sit down together and said, my children, the grandchildren are big now, you don't need me anymore, so I'll go back home. If you ever need my help again, please discuss it carefully together before asking me to come. Saying goodbye, she hugged her 2 grandchildren tightly, trying to hold back her tears, and then she returned to her village. She didn't want to tell her son everything, fearing that her children would quarrel and blame each other because of her. She just felt a quiet sadness and thought, it's so hard being a mother-in-law these days. But, well, she hasn't actually been rude to me. Maybe I'm just being stubborn. Never mind, she told herself. I'll go back to my green bamboo, to my beloved home, to my village friends. We'll go do qigong and exercise at the community center in the afternoons. Perhaps those so-called experienced experts were right after all, she thought. Thank you for listening, goodbye, and see you again.